Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. We have a very educational episode.
Yes, we do.
So I would say we started off the episode with an interview that made a lot of sense. Then we finished with a lot of topics that don't quite add up, but they are the current state of things in the country.
Yes.
Who do we got as a guest today?
We got our dear friend, the CEO of Healthvana, talking about, I don't want to use the wrong word. I'll let him explain it.
Yeah, it's a very touchy, we didn't realize.
It's very touchy. It's related to the vaccine. Ramin Bastani's here to talk about it. And, you know, he got corrected drama several times on the P word. Find out what the P word is.
Yeah, don't use the P word, whatever you do.
Yep.
Okay, let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Okay, Ramin, what is up, man? We need some information. I need to know, why can't I just have some sort of, I need something on my phone.
Yeah.
I need to be able to show it, and I need people to stop asking me about my mask. I need them to just know I'm safe. I heard you're the guy to talk to.
At this point, I would take a tattoo on my face to make sure everyone knows
Just
I'm
a little
not
plus.
spreading. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those little Justin Bieber, like where the little teardrop.
Oh, yeah, little
I'm
teardrop.
a tat guy now, you know?
I know you
Yeah,
are.
you're
Tatted
inked up.
Travis Barker over here. So what can we do, Ramin? I heard you're the guy.
How do we get a vaccine passport?
It's good to see you all. So Healthvana, yeah, that's a great way to start it. First of all, we don't call it a passport. So Healthvana has been delivering health information to people for a number of years, as you all know. We started with our work in HIV, where we've delivered the most sensitive data by way of HIPAA in the country, and we've done that tens of millions of times. So when COVID came about, we were asked by different counties and municipalities and states across the country to help deliver COVID-19 test results. So we've done that over 10 million times across the United States, giving people access to their information in a way they could show to get back to work, get on a plane, get back to school. And then when the digital vaccination records came about, what people call passports, and I'll tell you why we disagree with that framing, we also jumped in, working initially with Los Angeles County, which is, I think, about 10 million people, and it's as big as all but 10 states in the country. And we're helping deliver digital vaccination records to people in the county for almost all the sites. And there's probably over 2,000 sites that are reporting that information up to the county. The county captures that information. They're, by the way, incredibly innovative public health officials we work with there. They also work with the state to get some data. And then they send it to us, and we rely upon that information to send it to you all by way of text or email. And then you should get it on your phone. And then if you have an iPhone, you can put it in your Apple Wallet. We have millions in LA that have already been using this. And unfortunately, it sounds like none of you three have it.
We don't.
So wait.
Wait, you guys don't have it, right?
No, I don't.
No.
So I just have a quick question. You did 10 million COVID tests? How fucking rich are you?
We're the last mile. We actually deliver the information. We're not doing the actual testing.
Okay, I was just like, are
Do
you
you
a
love that
billionaire?
question? Literally, we've had some guests recently, like multiple, where he's like, okay, welcome to the pod. How rich are you?
You basically have to submit your W-2, your
Last
Start
3 years
the
of tax
interview.
returns.
Yeah. No, last year
I want to know
looked
what
a
I'm
little
dealing
good.
with. I want to know because 10 million COVID tests.
Hey, wasn't a bad year for everyone, was it?
So that's a good place to start, because the three of us do not have in our Apple Passport our vaccination cards.
Yep.
But my mom does.
Yeah.
Why does your mom have it?
I have no idea.
Maybe
She
they give
figured
the
it out?
elderly. You guys are you guys ageist?
The reason is, so what happens a lot of times is the data we get, so we get it, as soon as we get your data or any data, we end up sending it to the patients by way of text or email. When you get a notification from Healthvana, it'll be by text or email depending on what you opted into when you actually register to get vaccinated. You click on the link, you enter your first name, last name, and your date of birth, and within 15 seconds, you have a digital version of your vaccination information. You can screenshot that, and then if you're on an iPhone, you can click on add to your Apple Wallet, then it's on there. On the Apple Wallet, you also have a QR code, but I want to be clear about this part. The QR code doesn't go anywhere. It just links back to Healthvana, sharing who Healthvana is, how we get access to the data, and that it's all covered by HIPAA. We don't believe that you're going to have to show this that often. There might be stadiums like a Laker game tonight for a time being, but generally across the country, most people don't have to show this. And actually, multiple states have banned the ability to even use anything along the lines of a passport. And I had this conversation about
Florida.
this.
Why not? Do they?
Yeah,
Florida,
banned it,
Texas.
Texas banned it.
Of course.
So there's a lot of different parts of the
All the
country
go-tos.
that even in Orange County, there was a huge dust up when they said, hey, we're going to have a vaccine passport. The thing is that people think a passport restricts them, right? Because a passport's a travel document. And in the US, it's issued by the federal government and allows you to go outside the country. So if people feel like it restricts their movement in their county or like going to work and things like that, they're going to get pretty upset about it. And we've seen this around the country. And so we've really leaned into what we know best, which is HIPAA and the fact that you can get access to your own health information. All of you three can get your own health information, right? There's no issue with that. So that's where we lean in on. Does that make sense? Have I bored you all yet?
It makes a lot of sense. So how do we get in our Apple Wallet?
We're processing
Do we text
a
you?
lot of information. And it should be coming soon. Most sites throughout LA County end up reporting that data to the state or the county. The county does an incredible job of normalizing all of that data. And when they send it to us, we then almost immediately send it out to the patients. In some cases, like you might have someone who got vaccinated at one location, but then got their second vaccination somewhere else. And those are sometimes disjointed records, and those take a little bit longer to normalize.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have a fear lingering in the back of my head because one thing that happened to me was I went to the same location, CVS, got both my vaccinations, got my card signed, stamped, the whole shebang. But after my second one, I started getting texts that I missed my appointment.
Are we sure Drama got that second jab?
Right?
I don't know.
Right? And so the little nurse lady with her iPad, I think, didn't do it. And I have the signature, I have everything, but I kept trying to call. I have the card. I kept trying to call and be like, yo, and I just couldn't get through to anyone, whatever. I eventually just gave up.
Wow.
But I have a feeling I might be off the list.
Yes.
So Raman, what do you see the future being? Because we obviously, I know for travel purposes, stadium, I went to the Laker game last week and I was in the vaccinated line, thank God. And then there was the others.
Yeah.
And so
The diseased.
the diseased folks. So it's just like, how do you what part of what do you see in the future? That's what I'm curious to, because you're on the front lines of what's going on.
Yeah, we're working with stadiums, concert venues across the country, and we have a good sense of where this is going. I don't think it'll be an issue having to show your vaccination information to go to events. We've said this now for a while.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't like...
So certain states like California, up until June 15th, there's going to be more restrictions and there'll be continuous easing of restrictions as we see the amount of infection just go down and the higher population gets vaccinated. But the Texas Rangers a month ago had 40,000 people unmasked in a stadium, right? We haven't seen outbreaks from that. So I don't think these restrictions will last very long, Dee. Everyone wants a copy of their information just in case. And in Drama's case, Drama, if you were to write into us, we would help you figure out what was going on and try to complete your record, because we should be able to see all of that. So that's where we really help the municipalities, is actually cannot wait for that. But Dee, I don't think much is going to change. Now, international travel is a whole different bucket, right? Domestically, I don't think you're going to have to show this unless you go to school where they already require some vaccination information, unless you work in the type of company where maybe you're doing a lot of food processing and there's high amounts of COVID in your area or something along those lines. But broadly, I don't think you're going to have to show this, and I don't think you should have to show it. And it's either showing that or a negative PCR test, because people have legitimate reasons for not getting vaccinated. That makes sense?
What are those?
I have two. Oh, sure.
What are those legitimate reasons?
Yeah.
Sure. Health related, I think, is one of the biggest ones. People also have different issues with it, and I think it's to each their own.
Can you give us an example of a health related reason that's valid? I'm not saying there isn't any. I'm just curious.
Yeah, totally. One would be they have allergic reactions to certain types of vaccinations. That's been one thing that we've seen. I think I was on another podcast. No offense to you all, but I think I said about 20. This is about a month and a half ago, but it was 20% of people I thought wouldn't get vaccinated in the country, and I think I was way off. I think it's going to be higher. You're seeing a lot of people not get vaccinated because infection rates are so low, and they're like, "Well, I haven't gotten COVID thus far." Of course, we would like people to get vaccinated. It's better for all of us if that happens, but people are going to choose not to, no matter what we do.
So people who are allergic to vaccines, I would suspect that's sub 1% of the population. Would that be fair to say?
I have no clue, but I don't anticipate it to be a huge number.
Right. So it's a small number. And what can we do to convince people to get the vaccine.
What is an allergic reaction? Like sneezing?
No, they get.
Like your throat's
I mean, when
closing
I got
up.
the second jab, they said, "Hey, if you stop breathing or you start like hyperventilating,
Yeah.
honk your horn."
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
really what I was
Okay.
told.
Yeah. I think it's like, like your throat closes up.
It's like a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Is that accurate, or are we just spitting complete
I
nonsense?
think that sounds about right. Yes. I mean, people are going to have all sorts of reasons, legitimate or not, but at the end of the day, it's their choice whether or not they get vaccinated, unless it's required by their employer. And employers across the country are not mandating it. They're trying to dangle carrots like you get this or you do this if you get vaccinated. And I think the longer it goes where people aren't dying from the vaccination and they're showing how good it is, it'll incentivize people to do it more often. I think Ohio did something like they're going to give 5 people $1 million each. Even in LA, I think
Yeah,
they did
love
something
that.
where if you got vaccinated last weekend or the weekend before, you get Laker season tickets. So they're trying incentive. And
Yeah, I
there's,
saw
by the way,
that.
there's really,
Yep.
there's a lot of medical mistrust.
Lakers season tickets?
You're in a lottery
right.
to get Laker tickets. I got notified on my Citizen app. Like, go get the vaccine. You could be entered into a lottery.
I'll
Well, I
get
want to
a
be in that
second.
lottery.
Let's go get a second dose.
Yeah. I'll go get 2 more doses.
I entered 5 times. I just have a weird
So I
twitch.
actually have 2 questions. First, why are you sensitive to the word passport? Is it because of Florida and Texas?
No, it's just, I don't think it's an accurate description. Right? A passport is meant to be issued by the federal government. These aren't issued by the federal government. They may be issued by local governments. And you go through quite a bit of things to get a passport, right? You have a picture taken, you have to go in. There's all sorts of things you have to do. And a passport's meant for international travel. So that's never really described it correctly. At its core, it's just your medical record, and HIPAA ensures that, 1, you have a right to a copy of that record. 2, you have the right to make sure there's corrected any inaccuracies, like in Drama's case. And then 3, you can use it however the hell you want. You can share it with whoever you want. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Second question,
Go ahead.
sorry, before D. I'm booking some travel at the end of the summer, and they're requiring proof of vaccination. Can I just get my Apple Wallet with your vaccine information to get into Greece, or what do I have to do?
You can't proactively get it. We'll end up sending it to you. And if it's been past a month or 2 since you've received it, or past a month, you should send us a note. And then we'll actually look into it to see what may be going on with your specific record. Each country is going to be a little bit different, and you won't need Health of Anna for that. We're just a copy of that paper piece that you have. You should be able to use, it's kind of like your wallet. You probably have more than 1 credit card in your wallet, I assume, maybe some cash. The same thing with this. They'll accept multiple different types of your vaccination record, and it's nearly impossible to verify if it's definitively correct or not. And even if it is, like, there's state registries that have this information. It's quite complicated, actually. And those state registries may have inaccurate information, like how Drama was worried. Maybe they don't actually have the right information. We see plenty of cases like that. But what we know is that businesses and countries want travel. So if you say you're vaccinated and you have some type of proof, they're likely going to accept that.
So would you say that the role that this fills right now is it's a cleaner, easier digital way to have that little card on your phone instead of trying to carry around that shitty card and it get all ripped up and whatever?
It's definitely more convenient. It's in the way that we all already use information like boarding passes in our Apple Wallet, and we have a digital version of it in case we lose the card. But then one of the big pieces we do is if the information is inaccurate. So a lot of people who registered there's tons of different registration systems, if you all remember. If you registered on your phone and your phone is sent to, let's say, internationalization, your day and month are flipped around, right? So if then you have to show that later on and your information's off, then you can't match it to like your passport or something else to go further on. So we actually help correct that for you when you give us the right information. So that's why we talk a lot about correcting inaccuracies. We're seeing something like 20% of people write in saying, hey, this actually, my first name actually isn't Drama. It's actually this. So there's different ways that people end up doing this.
I have that problem a lot. I often have that problem. Yeah. Because my concern was like that. I'm guarding that little card with my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I wish I would have paid the sketchy guy out front to laminate it for $2 because that
there was a
thing-
guy out there doing
that. No,
That's a great idea.
Someone was doing it somewhere.
Oh my God.
Someone was actually doing that. But the point is, that card, you go to Greece, you're going to drop it, you're going to end up by the end of summer having this like, scrap of a card and be like, I swear. You know?
Just take a picture of it, Drama. I mean, that's people are accepting whatever it is that's out there because there is no national system that has all of this information. There are states, I think there's 64 different immunization registries around the country that are, collating this data. But even then, the data is not right. I mean, how many times do you mistype something on your phone? You're putting it in there. Or if you did go to a pharmacy, you probably wrote by pen and paper what your information was. Yeah. They then need to transcribe it, right? So there's all these different issues that we've dealt with for years with medical records and the information on there. That's the part that we think is pretty important. But more than anything else, it's convenient. And if you reach out to us, we get back to you pretty quickly, which is also helpful.
Sorry to say this, Tim, but I really wish Amazon would have ran point on this whole project because it should be so simple in 2021 to go to these sites, have your information put in digitally, have something sent to you after it's finished. Everyone can operate on that same system. Yep. That should be the easiest no-brainer.
100%.
Yeah. Now this seems like a mess.
I mean,
it's like you're telling me I could take a picture and I could have had Anand sign a fake card and take a photo of it and be like, I'm vaccinated, let me in.
Yeah. I mean, Raman said, if it's been over a month or two since you've been vaccinated and you haven't been reached out by the city about this card, I got vaccinated in January.
Yeah.
It's almost June.
Yeah. No luck.
6 months.
Right. So with those, what happened was, remember there was multiple registration systems in the early going? Like you register on one site and then it was another site, then it was another site.
Yeah, it was chaos.
It wasn't just right. And so you even see people registering on Eventbrite, on Google Forms around the country. So all of that data on the registration got captured. And then they had to actually connect it to that next registration as long as all the information was inputted. So it ends up becoming a data problem. So the people that got vaccinated really early likely used two different registration systems, or the data is sitting somewhere else in these state registries. And that's probably why. And so if it's been that long, if it's been more than a month, just reach out to Healthvana. If you just go to our website on the contact part, and we'll get back to you right away on where that information might be. In some cases, if we only have one of two doses,
I got to go to customer service. I can't text you, Raman.
Actually, Raman hooked me up. I already got hit up by someone from Raman's team. I'm gonna that is already helping me out. So
I asked for Dee's permission. I asked Dee's permission to look into his information before we looked at anything. He said yes. And make sure I don't have any other funny diseases or anything while you're at it.
Okay, you didn't know?
By the way, I had a conversation with Raman like 10 years ago. He's like, it's impossible to get HIV. You'll be fine. I was like, okay.
Well, listen.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, we can. The next episode will be about Dee's pursuit of HIV. It's actually not impossible.
This is really special to be honest. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is not your normal news podcast.
No. Raman, can I ask you another? Now that we're in this weird territory, this is a question that we can cut out. I don't know if it's too personal, but like, what is the business of these passports? Like, who pays for them, or like, you know what I mean? Or is this just a service that you provide, or how does the business side of this work?
Yeah, sure. And I don't mind if this is in. So we get paid by the municipality. So the county, the city, the state, sometimes employers, universities, labs, with regards to COVID. And specifically for the vaccination record in LA County, what's happening is they're providing their residents convenience and access to the information in multiple languages. And so they're preventing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of medical record requests coming in by using someone like us. Because we're the ones who actually have access to the information and can help correct the information if it's wrong. And then one of the coolest things we've done, and I say cool because we got into this business to help relieve people's anxiety a number of years ago and make sure that access to information at their fingertips that was relevant. When the J&J pause happened, we were able to work with the county and send out a notification to over 100,000 people within maybe 36 hours of the pause happening to tell them like, hey, here's what you should know. And 90% of people viewed that. And what we heard from thousands of people was just thank you. I mean, I got probably hit up by 15 people saying like, what do I do about the J&J thing? And I'm like, how the hell do I know? Right? Like, and so there's ways you can use this. Counties can use this. I think this is actually a glimpse of what healthcare, public health can look like in the 21st century when you're dealing with populations that aren't necessarily the four of us can be on Zoom calls, but people that generally don't have good access to care. And we saw during COVID that was really an issue where communities of color and priority populations were disproportionately affected. And so what's really cool about our work is almost everyone has a phone. And they're now getting the same kind of access and innovative technology that other people get usually at a concierge level service. And we're seeing that work in a really good way. So that's been a really big revelation and something we've been talking around the country. People want to deploy this for states because it's a way to communicate with them back and forth.
So my last question is, you're obviously on the front lines of COVID for the last 18 months or however long it's been, 13 months. And you've seen the different state restrictions, California versus Florida versus Texas. Given that you've seen all the data, what was the right blend of what California did versus what Florida did versus what Texas did?
It's hard to know because you don't know what variants were where, right? So California had a different type of variant that seemed to be a lot more aggressive when we were getting hit. And it's a weird, I think anyone who tells you they know exactly what's happened with COVID doesn't actually know. There's no way they know because you're seeing it pop up in places that don't make sense. Why does India all of a sudden, unfortunately, being ravaged by this when it didn't for so long? Like, what changed? I don't think we'll know those answers for a while. With regards to the states on it, it depends on what was happening. I think it's a local thing. It's like what's happening in that community, that county, that state overall. It's hard to make guidance for an entire state. But I think what you can see over the last couple of months is those that eased up restrictions sooner haven't had any outbreaks, right? So there hasn't been this additional amount of people getting COVID in a way that we haven't seen. And fortunately hopefully it stays the same. But what you'll start to see, I believe, is, and this is just me, is you'll have certain states that have lower rates of vaccination. And you also have those states, and this a lot of times hits up, unfortunately, the south part of the country. You have higher levels of diabetes, obesity, and other contributors that don't go well with COVID, as we've seen. And you're going to see really low vaccination rates relative to other parts of the country. And COVID will find its way around in that way from what we've seen. So hopefully that doesn't become a case, but there's issues where you're going to see different, I think, pockets pop up over the next few months, even up until the winter.
All right.
Too sobering, not helpful.
Let's get our passports.
No, it was great. That was great.
That was
vaccination
I'm looking
records,
forward
Mama,
to
not
my
passport.
vaccination records.
It's very sensitive passports.
digital vaccination.
Rob DeSantis probably
records.
texted Ramen, said, don't mention
Don't say
passport.
that. All right, Ramen. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got
Amazing.
to get our digital versions here.
Our
Vaccination record.
card.
Digital vaccination.
Wink, wink.
Don't say the P word.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Yeah.
Say the P word, you're canceled.
Okay, you're canceled. Ramen, I'll be writing a letter about my second vaccine.
Will you all
Hopefully
just text me
cleared up.
and
Yes.
we'll figure those out. But it's good to see you all next time in person.
You
All
too.
right.
Yep. See you soon.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
You're not looking hairy.
No, not today. Not today.
You're
not ever.
cleanly shaven.
Yeah, I like to have a baby face.
Why? You're already
Because-
young. Why do you want to look younger?
I want to stay young forever.
Wow, okay. And so you think Harry's does that for you?
Harry's makes you young forever.
Yeah, honestly, shaving definitely makes you look younger.
Yeah.
It's a great reason to shave.
Yeah, I mean, there's something under there.
Are beards over?
I don't know. You tell me. You shave your beard like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2
You
weeks.
come in here with a baby face, and then as soon as you grow it back, you look, I don't know.
I look like I'm 60.
Yeah, you look like you're say late 50s.
So you love Harry's.
I love Harry's. I've always loved Harry's, used Harry's my whole life. And I think it's just the smartest razor to use because it's got the right amount of blades, the weight of the razor itself. You don't peel all of your skin off as you do it.
That's amazing. And the great thing is they have an incredible deal right now. If you go to harrys.com/group chat, and you can get a trial set for just $3. Or if you just want to buy something, $5 off any shave set. $3. I mean, we know Stimmy ran out.
It's over.
It's over. So if you got $3 laying around, you could experience Harry's.
Yeah, even with inflation.
Even with, they're clearly not affected by inflation.
Yeah, they're not affected.
So harrys.com/group chat. Get your trial set for just $3 or get $5 off any shave set. I mean, Tim stands by it. Tim's endorsement is probably pretty real.
Especially if it involves money.
Yeah.
The fact that he's spending money on Harry's.
Got strong morals. I like the companies I like.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. harrys.com/group chat.
Okay. How about some news?
How about some?
Let's talk first about a topic that I think everyone in the financial world has been talking about. And I don't know that we've really talked too much about it. I know we've said the word. Inflation.
It's here.
It's here or it's coming?
It's been here for the last 3 months.
Wow, is it?
Is that why wood's so expensive?
So everything's expensive.
So the warnings were right. Michael Burry. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos showing Michael Burry's portfolio is going big on inflation.
Wow.
Ray Dalio, end of days is coming.
That's
So
what he
he's
says?
buying Bitcoin?
He's buying Bitcoin. That's a big win for you guys.
He said Bitcoin over bonds. Ray Dalio.
That's a big
wow.
turning point, I think.
Is Ray Dalio is the fraudster, though, right?
But here's the thing that I like. Ray Dalio, I think, does a lot of business in or around China.
Yeah, we know. We talked about it in the last episode.
Yeah, we were talking about
talking about how-
Ray Dalio might be a house of cards.
Oh, okay. So the point is, for me, I feel like if he knows everything he knows and he's buying into Bitcoin, China's not a big threat.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not worried about China when it comes to Bitcoin, personally.
That's just what everyone's
No.
talking about.
Yeah, I think it's just a good headline because, like we've said before, China's banned Bitcoin in 2013, 2017. They reiterated the ban.
They
That's all
banned the
that's
book.
happened.
Yeah. Okay, listen, but let's stay on topic. Inflation. So it's here? It's here?
It's been here. I think everything's gone up because there's just so much pent up demand over the last 12 to 14 months. And you've seen with high income earners and just people that were exposed to the stock market, which is trillions of dollars, everything's up. Everyone has so much money. When I say everyone, I'm saying the top end has so much money that they're just willing to spend it. And it's just supply and demand. Think about it this way. It's just like a house, right? If 5 people are looking at a house, the house is going to get bid up.
Yeah. Price went up. So what? It's affecting cars?
Yeah, so I think there's a few issues going on with cars. One, there's a supply chain issue. Microchips just aren't being made fast enough, whether China's just squeezing them and making sure our cars go up. That's certainly possible.
Microchips, like the microchips they put
in the cars to help like run the entire system of a car.
Not the microchips they use in the vaccine.
No, that's a different one that Bill Gates was
microchips.
using.
We should have asked Ramen about the microchip.
Got it. You're right. We should have cleared that up.
And then secondly,
so wait, is the main bottleneck microchips?
Yeah.
That is the main bottleneck right now.
Wow.
So they're not making new cars fast enough because there's a microchip supply chain issue.
Okay.
So used cars are going through the roof because there's not enough new cars to even buy.
Yeah.
So, but to that point, the pent up demand is not just from the wealthy; it's from everyone.
Yeah.
Because the cars that are being affected are like pretty middle of the range type.
I think it's anyone that was employed over the last 15 months.
Stimmy.
Plus a stimmy.
Plus stimmy.
Yeah, sure, stimmy.
I'm saying, look at like Pete. Pete was employed and got stimmy and made money off of that stimmy via weird coins.
Because if you think about it this way, because it's a good point what you bring up, D, because I actually have a friend who knows a auto lender, and they lend to like Corollas and Camrys, and business has never been better. And the reason is basically, forget the top earners. The last 15 months, if you were fully employed earning a paycheck, you just spent less.
Yep.
So you had an extra $200 a month.
Yep.
And we're like, let's get an extra car.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Get that Camry I've been wanting.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think it's as clear here as like rich and poor. I think a lot of people, like their money changed. Like people saved, like you said, that wouldn't have saved otherwise. A lot of people are making weird money in like, stocks and weird coins.
Yeah, think about it. If like a family like in the Midwest, like you said, you guys used to go to Myrtle Beach.
Sure did.
And that Myrtle Beach, you weren't allowed to go last summer.
Saved all that
So how
money.
much money is that saved?
Get a new whip.
Yes.
Get a new whip, get a new minivan for the squad.
Yeah.
See you this fall, Myrtle Beach. You know what I mean? We're coming in hot.
No
with
Epcot
bags.
Center. No
Big
Epcot
bag.
Center.
That
You're not
Myrtle
going to
Beach
Disney
bag.
World.
Yeah, we might have splurged this year and went to Orlando.
Yes.
Yeah.
Skipped it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, if you think about all the expenses that most families probably saved. I mean, I have a friend who listens to the podcast who sells outdoor furniture, and his business exploded.
Right.
Because so many people were sitting in their backyards and were like,
Yeah.
No Myrtle Beach. Let's get some outdoor furniture.
yeah.
I'd love to.
right?
I always wanted a little fire pit
Yeah.
out there by the pond.
Fire pits were hard to find in the
I
pandemic.
bet they were. I bet like jacuzzis, fire pits, you know. So what does this mean for us other than
I actually heard a podcast. It's actually really funny.
Yeah.
He's an investor in outdoor pool construction,
wow.
and business was on fire during COVID.
Yeah.
And they didn't even have staff because apparently it takes 8 to 10 years to be properly trained in plumbing to do like pool setup. And they ran out of staff to meet the demand because that many people were just upgrading their pools or building pools.
Wow.
I'll tell you this firsthand. I, in the last couple of years entered the game industry and everyone, obviously I have all these new distribution people, manufacturing people, all this stuff. They are like, same thing. Like it's been the biggest year in the game industry. So even like, the company that prints Monopoly and has done that for the last 2 decades is like, what the hell is going on? We don't have supplies. We can't get stuff to stores. Like everyone in that industry is same thing. Like it's the wildest thing they've ever seen. It's like the best Christmas ever for a year and a half, essentially.
Do you think, have you heard any rumblings, whether it's tapering off or peaking? Or?
It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. We see like changes from online shopping to physical stores are going up, like way up. But yeah, I do think that there's a slump. Like I know some of the big box places are down 10, 15%. It's nothing like crazy.
10-15% is a lot though.
Yeah, but it's also summer. There's naturally a dip anyway in summer. So yes, it's definitely going down, but I haven't heard yet whether it's like really, really huge. I think we'll know that. Number one, I think we'll know that like towards fall. And also I think a lot of people are still kind of like shell shocked. Like a lot of people are still inside. You're not getting the full rush yet, So I don't know, to be determined there, but it's going to wean off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you just focus on international. They're not opening up anything.
I know.
Just go to Asia.
You could literally
Post
just
up.
do the COVID research and
just follow them.
see who's playing games.
Yeah. But I also think the other thing that people don't realize is the supply chain in general for the last year was a disaster. And it's taking so long to return back to normal. Even the ports in LA, it's not normal time. It's still taking, we had something stuck for 2.5 weeks.
But you guys know you can't even get stuff booked on a container from China unless you pay some weird extra fee.
Yeah.
Some premium charge, or else I can't guarantee you you'll even get a boat.
Yeah. It's so that's really the challenge, is that like in this inflation conversation, part of the inflation is the supply chain is so challenging that brands or businesses, or depending on what you sell, are overpaying just to get the goods here. Mm-hmm. So that cost is being passed along to the consumer, because honestly, it's mainly because look at China is still a mess in terms of getting goods. India, definitely a mess. Mm-hmm. So those two are kind of your powerhouse manufacturing countries. Demand is through the roof in certain industries. I mean, I think it's going to take another year or two before it normalizes.
I heard something Chamath say, which I thought was like really smart about inflation, that basically from the pent up demand comment, that there's all this money that people didn't spend in the last 12 to 15 months, yet they were still earning.
Yeah.
And that all got brought up basically as soon as the world started opening in January, February.
Yeah.
So we have this like near-term spike in inflation.
Yeah.
And then it's all going to normalize.
Yeah.
And then by the fall, it'll get back to business as normal.
Yeah.
Because everyone who saved up all that money from missed vacations and, not having to send their kid to school or whatever, they went up and splurged on the house that they never thought they could get.
Yeah.
And so they're going to spend all that money just like ASAP, because it's all sitting there, and they want, whether it's psychology or not, you haven't done anything in 15 months, vacations.
Oh, totally, yeah.
The psychology, you haven't done anything in 15 months. I bet you splurging through the summer is going to be through the roof.
You got to make it to Adrian's kickback.
Yeah. And then the fall, everyone's be like, okay, we got to get back to normal. We spent all our money.
I agree. That does seem to check out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, like, I was talking to Riley, who obviously is a good friend of ours. He's getting married in August, and so we wanted to. It's in Santa Barbara. I was like, oh, let's go for a few days, whatever. There's no fucking hotels anywhere, and they're so expensive. Like, I think the Rosewood was like $2,000 a night for a regular ass.
But you
room.
also know why that is. There's you can't travel internationally, really.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
So if you have money in the U.S. and you no longer can you wanted to go to Japan for Blossom Festival or whatever, Cherry Blossom or any of these places, you just can't go.
No.
Yeah.
No, look, I was trying to get a last minute Memorial Day Palm Springs weekend. No shot.
No shots.
Zero shot.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. There's nothing anywhere to do anything.
Because typically over the summer,
Back to staying home.
Games.
Get that hot tub.
typically over the summer, everyone's traveling internationally. And I think you're going to see plenty of people still go to Europe, but Europe's your only option.
Yeah.
70% of the world is off the table.
Are we allowed in Europe?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's interesting, man. I don't think we'll really know until hindsight, but there's so many new behavioral things that are going to happen. And we talk about it a lot. I think a lot of people do, like I said, like it's the haves and the have-nots and whatever, but there is all this weird nuance in the middle where you just happen to work at X company instead of being a bartender, and you made more money, saved more money than you ever have your whole life last year.
So that means there'll be a near-term spike, which we're experiencing now, and it should normalize because as the world opens up, you're going to go on that weekend vacation. You're going to go to Epcot Center. You're going to go to Disneyland. You're going to do all these things.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more of a investment sell-off happening right now of like people who maybe invested because you have nowhere else to spend it over the last year, and now you're like,
well, I think there
cashing
is. I think there's a lot of tax selling that happened in the last month. That's why there was a dip in the market. I'm sure a lot of people sold because of that. I mean, tax.
I'm just surprised like Doge didn't. I don't know. Like, there's like so many people.
Yeah, I would. It's a good point because the meme stocks are on fire.
On fire.
GameStop, AMC, all of them, and that in this climate where everything's opening up and everyone's out, those people should not be at home on Robinhood.
No, the meme stock people don't travel.
They don't. They have their own
Do they
gamer
even go
chair.
outside?
No.
I mean, you saw what's his name?
Yeah.
The god of those people.
Yeah.
Big fucking, what's his name?
Yeah.
Deep fucking value?
Yeah. He hasn't seen the sun in 10 years.
That guy's not going to Greece. Let me tell you, you won't see him there.
Yeah, you won't see him. He'll be lucky to see him at your local
We'll see
Starbucks.
the Melvin Capital guys, though.
Yeah, you will. You absolutely will. I think that you probably just took market share away from like people gaming and stuff. Like, who are the people? Here's the question. Who are the people that are now following like all the meme stocks, all the Doge, all the whatever? Who are those newfound investors? Are they taken away from like the gaming crowd?
Nothing
it's
gets
not the
taken
travel
away.
crowd.
Just to let you know.
The pie just gets bigger.
bigger. It only things go up.
Yeah, it's a great question because in theory, with things opening up, something's got to give.
Nothing gives.
Nothing gives.
Discord has to go down in usage.
Something.
TikTok has to go down in usage.
Wrong.
Something's got to go
You're
down.
wrong. Everything's up. I guarantee you TikTok the last 2 weeks, but we had the record 2 weeks.
Really?
Discord record 2 weeks. Call of Duty, Fortnite.
So you're telling me the only thing
Roblox.
suffering are the Golden Globes.
Yes.
That's where it's all coming
Yeah.
from. Got it.
Everything is up. Anything to
It
do
makes
with
no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand. You would think the money that was invested in the markets was removed from somewhere,
Yeah.
but no.
Because that would make sense. You invested all that money because you had newfound money, cash it out and go on a trip.
I think in the case of investing particularly, how much of the stimmy went to the American people? $1 trillion after all the money that was given?
So the last bill was $600 billion.
Yeah, so probably $1 trillion.
And then the
less.
first bill probably similar.
So $1 trillion went into
The
hot
economy.
tubs, meme stocks,
Card game.
car games. I mean, that's just like, that's $1 trillion. That's $1 trillion, a lot of money. That's why everything is up. Next year is going to be fucking scary when that trillion is not there.
Let's just keep that trilly coming.
Yeah. They should just give $1 trillion a year.
I said that.
Yeah.
Just have a holiday.
Yeah.
You all get cashed out. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Most likely go to Miami. Logan Paul will be fighting someone on that weekend.
Yeah.
This is Stimmy weekend.
Trillion weekend.
National holiday.
Yeah.
Give a little boost every year to morale and the economy.
I mean, yeah, if you handed $1 trillion every year and everyone gets like $3,500,
I mean, it's good for F&B and hospitality.
it's good for everything.
And you got that new 100% write-off. I'm just so curious what happens over the next Well, I'd say the next year.
So I actually think the Pete's of the world are now buy and hold because they're not sitting inside all day. So they just bought their Doge and they're holding. Think about Pete. Pete's a perfect experiment. He was an In-N-Out guy.
Literally at In-N-Out.
Yeah, what do you mean? I thought it was Shake Shack.
No, he's an In-N-Out guy the
Yeah.
entire pandemic.
Yeah.
It's one day Snowflake, one day Datadog, one day Doge.
Yeah.
And now he's out in the streets.
Yeah.
So he just is like, no, I'm just going to hold my Doge.
But I have to believe there's a large temptation for Pete to upgrade his trip from Santa Barbara to
Maui?
Cabo, Maui, by liquidating a little bit of that Doge,
You would think.
right? Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to see, but there's going to be, as I always say, a lot to talk about. The content is not stopping anytime soon.
No.
Can we do a quick, well, you know what? You mentioned it. So let's talk about this. Meme stocks, AMC is way up.
AMC.
Is AMC even open?
So movies are on fire. You know, what you're doing nowadays is
Like literally someone lit them on fire?
you might as well. You sit at home all day. You made more money than you ever had.
Got it.
You build a jacuzzi in the back.
Got it.
You buy all the digital goods you can.
Okay.
NFTs, Top Shots,
Yep.
Dogecoin.
You got a hot layup from
Yeah, you get a
Karl
hot
Anthony
layup.
Towns.
Maybe, you probably can't afford a good player,
Sure. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Lower
some
level.
scrub.
Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero layup.
Jack Harlow's guy.
Yeah, Jack
might
Harlow's
go up
guy.
in value.
What's popping?
Yeah.
And then you, what do? You take all of that extra money you have and you hit the movie theaters. That is what's happening right now. And that's why AMC movie theater. And then on your way to the movie theaters, you stop off at that great retailer that sold physical video games.
Oh.
Pick up a physical cartridge.
Got it. Rent it probably.
Probably rent it.
Yeah.
Rent your game and go watch a movie in the freezing cold, dark,
Got it.
and come home. And that's why AMC and GameStop are having record days.
Here's the funny thing about your story. 50% of it was accurate. Which it all sounds a little crazy. But 50% of that was true. The other 50% was not. So why are we back to Reddit?
Yes.
AMC and GameStop through the roof. We're back to Reddit stuff.
Yes. I had this weird inkling that I shouldn't have sold all this shit because I was like, these
I know,
guys
I
are
did
just
too.
so patient. They're going to wait. All these Wall Street people are going to get fucking over it.
Yep.
They'll move on to the next trade.
Yep.
And these guys just stuck. AMC,
Yeah.
GameStop. What was the other one?
Hertz.
AMC is now worth as much as Oatly, which is another pile.
That's so crazy for both reasons. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Only's a scam.
And so is, AMC, neither of those make
So
sense.
this is what's bubbling.
12 billion, by the way. AMC's were $12 billion.
Is AMC operating in Florida and Texas?
It's going to be my content of the week, but I went to an AMC
Okay, well, wait.
for the weekend.
Okay. Well, listen. So this is just more of the same.
So
More of what we're talking
in a
about.
private subreddit group, a friend texted me this. The conspiracy theory is that the hedge funds know that they have so much short positions on GameStop
Okay.
that they're trying to divert all the attention by pumping the other meme stocks. And they don't want GameStop. They're trying to be like, hey, look at AMC. Look
The
at all
old bait and
these-
switch.
The
Yeah.
bait and switch.
Yeah.
And then the theory is that GameStop is about to erupt and that they're not going to be able to divert people from focusing on GameStop because apparently there's still a ton of outstanding shorts on GameStop. And the Reddit mafia thinks GameStop's mooning.
I mean, it's at $200+ right now.
$255.
Fuck. That's insane.
What was it a year ago? Like $1.50?
Something like
It's the best stock of 2021. Best investment. Doge is teetering on competing with GameStop as the two best investments of the year.
Doge is the best. Doge is like
But think about what we're saying.
Yeah.
Can you stop for a second and look at what we're saying?
what is actually staggering is just the volume we're talking about. So Dogecoin is a $43 billion asset. AMC,
Not even close to
$12
that
billion
trillion, though.
asset.
I know, but when you're talking about $1 trillion just got dumped in there, that's nothing.
That's nothing. It really
Add
is
in
nothing.
all the jacuzzis and the backyard patio furniture and a couple Camrys.
So basically, 100 billion went to meme stocks and Dogecoin.
Yes.
And 900 billion went to Camrys, Corollas, and pools.
Yes.
And by the way, you know what the thing about the
I think
stimmy,
you just
guys.
figured it out.
Yeah. And by the way, the thing about the truly stimmy that we're not talking about, and I don't know if this is included in that, is all the unemployment insurance. Think about it. Unemployment insurance, okay, you got as being unemployed, plus you didn't pay rent.
Sure. Yeah, there was a 12-month moratorium.
right.
We might be 3 trillion.
You're right.
Yes.
But don't they come calling for that?
Now they're calling.
Okay, so big problem.
You would
yeah.
think that there's going to be an entire sector of the market that's just going to get crushed when all these people are screwed. They didn't pay rent. They use all their money on Doge and GameStop and AMC.
And jacuzzis.
There's got to be a lot of...
What a good picture of like a guy just sitting with all his digital goods in his jacuzzi.
He just has two iPhones, one with Doge
in
and one
like
with
his studio apartment.
Yeah, with the jacuzzi inside.
Yes.
Very coming to America.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to watch.
I think the retail shakeout's going to get ugly.
I
That's
think
all.
there'll be a lot of evictions, right?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be tons.
Yeah, because the stimmy's done. There's not going to be another stimmy.
And they're going to come calling to collect on all that money you didn't pay.
Yep.
It seems like both at retail and at corporate real estate and residential, it just seems like betting on evictions would be a good bet.
Yeah.
If
Michael Burry.
And rents are going up. I heard LA rents are just
they're
through the roof.
through the roof now.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Can't find a place. Okay, well, shit's weird, so I don't know.
So let me tell you something about investing. Your boy, Vlad.
Oh, boy.
So Robinhood announced they're going to give access to IPO to people.
Oh, yeah, you were going to do this one.
Oh, no.
So I just wanted to go through the flow and the experience. So it gave me the option to buy Figs, which is the scrubs manufacturer. So I could put however many shares. I put 10 shares. That's it, 10 shares.
Okay.
And they said it should price
What was
between
it price?
$14 to $16,
Okay.
$140. Okay. Then I get a notice last night that it's going to price at $22. Okay.
So
way
if-
above the price target that they thought they were going to get. So it was 10 shares, $220.
So do you have to like confirm like I agree to the new charge, or you didn't actually like confirm the
Yeah,
old
they
charge?
just said as long as you have the money in your account, you will be charged this. Cool. I wake up this morning, I get a note. I had 10 shares. I'm not asking for 1,000.
Yeah.
10 shares. I get a notice this morning, 30 minutes before the market's about to open. We were not able to allocate your shares for the Figs IPO. I asked for 10. And you couldn't give me 10 shares? 10 shares. So then it prices at 22. It pops to 30, up $8, whatever that is, 30 something percent, 40%, whatever it is. And it's worth whatever it is. But the point is that Robinhood couldn't, I don't know if other people got it. And I actually have a lot of money in my Robinhood account. So it's, if you go by like value.
Priority.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want me to have?
But do you think maybe they just, in the test, they went really small to the shares allocated, and because maybe they thought it wouldn't perform?
Sure, maybe. But I'm just saying like, what?
Like, who got the shares is what you're saying.
Yes.
If you can't get 10, that means no one got
The kid in
anything.
the hot tub with the fucking NFT.
But it just seems like it's more marketing that they wanted to pretend like they're going to allow retail until IPO, and it served for a good headline on the heels of their IPO next month.
I mean, Vlad
That's all it
strikes
is.
again. But don't you think they probably just allocated a certain number of shares? They went super conservative so they could get the press as being innovative.
Yeah.
And there wasn't actually enough to fill the demand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many shares Robinhood actually got allocated, and I hope they share that data.
They won't.
Of course not. And by the way, Figs that went public is now worth like $5-6 billion.
Yeah, up 36%.
How much?
On day one,
Yeah.
36%.
So that's $5.5 billion.
Is there a world where you could almost offer, like, let's just say for the sake of conversation, the Robinhood crowd, the IPO shares, and you could let it set its own price via the demand? Like, what if your price kept going up and then it leveled off at around $300 and it said, wow, it actually is $300 a share. That's the demand before you hit the market. Is that a world that could ever exist?
That's what's happening in the real market.
Yeah.
It's just
That's actually how it happens in the IPO.
But what if you because what happens is that happens like internally, right? And then the world decides whether it pops or not. What if the market decided first? So on IPO day, you may not have a pop or a drop, but there was more demand than what you knew going into the actual IPO.
So the way it works right now is internally the funds that are allocated pre-IPO price, the night before an IPO, they decide on a price.
Yep.
And then once it starts trading, because if you notice, most IPOs don't start trading till around 10, 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So 1, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Because the whole morning they're trying to match buyers and sellers from the company and the IPO, whoever's floating the shares, plus whoever's buying in the public markets. And those people in the initial are like, the big, massive endowments and mutual funds.
Yep.
And they wait till a certain threshold is hit before they allow trading it.
Yeah.
So they want enough volume of people that are willing to buy, and that's where the pop happens immediately.
Yeah.
So it prices at $35 the night before,
Yeah.
and then they're waiting to see how much volume they can get at whatever clearing price. So they say, we want $5 billion of volume, and then that clearing price, and then it starts trading, and that's why you see the pop immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. I just wonder if there's ever a world where like the retail investor sets the price via how many they're willing to buy pre-IPO. And then you come out and it's like, we IPO'd it $300. Oh my God, who would have thought the demand was actually higher than we thought with the retail investors?
They'll never let retail do that.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Just a question. We'll never know, but who knows? At this speed, it might happen next week.
So just figs. So you said it's $5.5 billion? Yeah. A little thing called TAM, total addressable market, $12 billion.
The entire scrubs market's only $12 billion.
Wait. Tell me the value of figs again.
$5.5 billion. It's like an Oatly situation. They're $12 billion. The whole TAM's $18 billion.
So you need more doctors.
Maybe they're expecting...
Maybe more outbreaks. Maybe they're betting on outbreaks.
Maybe they are.
I mean, I don't even understand. And they own already 15% of the market.
Is there a different market they could capture?
They're banking on me and you showing up to the office in scrubs.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Like, yo, did you get the new figs colorway? That neon shit hits.
Yeah, get a pair on A$AP Rocky. It could happen. Every kid in high school next year has scrubs.
It's got to be a fashion thing. That's the only way this thing works.
If you had Kylie and Travis show up on a day with some hot scrubs.
I mean, they got $5 billion now. Go give Travis $100 million to wear scrubs. It's worth
Doc?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's the new term.
To Dr. Travis.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, man, not much in this episode makes any sense.
No.
So sounds par for the course.
Yeah.
What about crypto world? Can we do a quick check-in?
Yeah, of course.
We're back.
We're coming back.
Yeah.
We're creeping back.
We're really creeping.
We're really creeping. What are we at? We above 40?
We were at 40 earlier today. Let's see right now.
38. We fell off.
We're over.
Yeah, it's back down.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, obviously a lot of people are talking about it. I think a lot of people are talking about Ethereum lately, more than usual. And I think people are like, at least to me, it seems like talking disproportionately about Ethereum and its potential success. Why is that?
I think people are realizing that Bitcoin right now, its primary use case is store of value. And this whole Web 3.0, if it's going to happen, it's most likely going to be built on Ethereum. So all the different applications of crypto will be built on Ethereum. You're going to have to buy Ether for gas to build any of these applications. So by default, Ethereum goes up in price.
Got it. I think people are just now realizing that they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of early investors were like, I don't know, there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's crypto.
Yeah.
Most people, funny enough, are just like trying to look at the lowest price.
Yes.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah.
So
But
they'd
we've been a
rather
fan of that.
rather buy Doge
Yeah.
at 33 cents than
Agreed.
something way lower that's like $10. But if you look at the market cap,
Well, that's
it's not
what
even a
stocks.
fraction.
People always goes, man, that stock's really expensive. I'm like, why? Price to earnings ratios, or are
No,
you doing
it's
some
just-
cash flow analysis?
It's a big
no,
nominal
it's the
price.
number is $600.
But we
with
live in a world where every
fractional
item,
shares, we can
100%. But we live in a world where every item is priced something 99
Yeah.
because it works so well.
Yeah.
I just think, like we said, Tesla should right now split 12 times.
No, 600.
600
It'd be
times.
$1 a stock.
It's 0.02 cents, and their stock would double.
Yes.
tomorrow.
So we're double.
100%.
Double.
Think about how many TikTok people you get in at $1.
Yes.
Do you know what
It's just
Tesla
perceived.
was? It was 600. So we're gonna go back up 600.
Because it's so easy for your brain to say this Dogecoin could go to $1. That's easy.
Yeah.
$1.
Yeah.
Look at Bitcoin. It's 40,000.
You can't even get a sandwich for $1. Of course, Doge can go to $1.
Of course. If that happens, I double my money.
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, I can't really visualize Bitcoin going from 40,000 to 500,000.
No.
It just seems harder to picture. Not into
It's so
it. I'm a
funny
Doge
because
guy.
people always ask me, like, I feel like I missed the boat on Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm going for Asscoin.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
like, what
Satoshi
do you-
fucked up.
Like,
We need 100 million coins.
no, but it's a long game.
I don't want to
It'll
play
be
it.
fine.
Yeah, we're looking for quick.
I'm looking for how I get to Cancun this summer because I need to upgrade my koozie. Okay. Well, look, so we're still optimistic. I mean, everything's good.
Everything's
We'll be
fine. I mean, Carl Icahn came out the other day on CNBC. The guy's over 80 years old.
Tell the listener who that Carl Icahn is.
Carl Icahn, legendary hedge fund investor, activist investor, most famously went head to head with Bill Ackman on Herbalife and
crushed
smoked him.
Not one of the last guys that would probably commit to like a Bitcoin.
Yeah, of
type.
course.
Yeah.
And Ray Dalio, man. I mean,
Yeah.
sham or not, he's in.
He's like, this looks like a scam. I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl Icahn to saying he's betting big on Bitcoin. The guy's in his 80s. The guy's, I don't know, he's worth 10 billion. I have no idea what he's worth. Something
probably-
crazy.
Yeah.
Let's
And
get
he's-
Warren. We got to get Warren before he checks out. You know what I mean?
Warren just got an Apple. Bitcoin's gonna take him another 30
You know
years.
this iPhone thing?
Yeah.
Promising.
Yeah. I really like how you can just pick up this device and contact someone.
You know? I kind of see a future like I did.
You
in
gotta
Coke.
respect an icon in his 80s willing to go on CNBC and talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, and, you know, I think we talked about this briefly, and we won't say names, I guess, unless you want to. You had a meeting with a friend and a very well-known sort of old school hedge fund guy. And, you know, the guy's older, and he just sat and listened to try to learn what the hell this is, you know? I mean, I got to say, if I was that age and that rich, I don't know that I'd be too open to having lunches to hear new ideas.
It's just like it's over.
And to be honest, he got talked down to and took it.
Yeah,
And then now that same person is down in crypto.
there you go. Sometimes you got to get talked down to and take it. What's up with frickin' Tim Earmuffs? Jeff Bezos. These Amazon bought MGM.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So
I think Jeff Bezos is like, fuck James Bond. I'm James Bond.
yeah.
I'm James Bond. Have you seen my biceps?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna buy this movie studio and I'm gonna shut down the franchise.
What if
And
he's
there'll
the
never be a
next James Bond? What if he's the next Bond?
Lauren Sanchez was like, honey,
The Bond
you'd be
girl.
so good at James Bond.
Imagine Lauren as the Bond girl.
Oh my
They're
god.
on the boat in Capri or wherever the hell they are.
Oh, that's why he's getting the boat.
Yeah.
He's having
You
the
need
boat
it for
made
the
for the
movie.
next
Yeah.
Bond film.
The movie. Oh my
So add $500 million to this purchase price. Spend $500 million on the yacht.
Fuck it, man. You know what else I saw is they have a new movie, a new Zack Snyder movie. I think it's Zack Snyder that says like available in theaters and Netflix. Like they're starting to do these
simultaneous,
things.
yeah.
Because that has to be sort of the thought process here.
Yeah.
Right? How do you own the entertainment industry?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're already every time there's an award show, they eat up more and more of the nominations.
Yeah.
They're eventually just going to own it.
Well, I mean, I think it's AT&T and Discovery and Warner. They did that huge deal to go compete with all the streamers. Apple occasionally, whenever they feel like, put out a show. Apple's like the Frank Ocean of streaming.
Oh yeah, they
Like,
just put out a new show
They're
once every
legendary,
5
but
years.
like, whatever the fuck he feels
Yeah.
like.
I was trying to figure out where you're
That's
going
really
with
good.
it.
That's really good. Yeah.
But like, then there's Netflix, who's just humming. Like every time I turn it on, he goes 1,400 new shows.
Totally.
And they're all
Shows you might
amazing.
like. Here's 5,000 new ones.
And they're all good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then there's Amazon that's quietly building. I think what Amazon's building, they're going after more long-lasting IP, similar to probably what Disney is. I could be wrong, but like the quantity of shows on Prime isn't there, but they have a lot of really good franchises and IP.
Yep.
Because Amazon's going after, I mean, their core customer today is a much older person than, say, Netflix's average age, is my guess.
Yeah.
The heavy user. And I think Amazon knows longer term, all they have to do is just keep you on that damn platform. You keep seeing that logo with that little arrow.
Yeah.
And just keep buying goods.
That little
Yeah.
smiley face.
This is just them buying more stuff to make Amazon more interesting to buy your damn milk and fucking.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's all it is. But I mean, the only play would be at some point they fully integrate Amazon shopping into content, which would be amazing. Like you're watching the James Bond thing and you're like, I really like that drink that Bond girl is drinking. Available on Prime. Click.
Yeah.
Like
Pause. Click
Yeah.
here to see what Lauren Sanchez is drinking.
Yes. Lauren loves this lemonade. It's sugar-free.
Yes, get it tomorrow for $5.99.
Yeah, but it's also Netflix has been spending tens of billions of dollars annually building content for years.
Yeah.
And Amazon's just filled with the war chest. They can just be like, boom, 9 billion MGM.
$9 billion for Amazon is nothing.
Nothing.
I also feel like there's a part of, maybe I'm wrong here and I'm being judgy, but like I feel like Jeff Bezos likes to like
Dip his.
be the big dog in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Why not? It's a dope.
And
When we
it's just-
see him, we know what parties he's at.
Yeah.
Like he's out here. He likes the lifestyle.
But you can also think of it this way. It's just Amazon buying properties that Netflix and Disney didn't get.
Yeah.
So it's just like blocking them out.
Yeah. Like what's left?
Like what's left? Let's just pay $9 billion to make sure Netflix just doesn't have everything. Because I don't really think Amazon gives a shit about content.
Yeah.
They're just in it to basically show, hey, we can offer more services. Keep buying your freaking daily needs.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like this: Amazon's worth 1.6 trillion. This is 9 billion. What? This is not even 1%.
No, it's nothing. And you're boxing out Disney and Netflix.
Yeah.
I think it's just literally like on the playground. You're just like, I'm just going to take this guy out.
But the fact that this guy is literally winning in web hosting,
Shopping.
creating e-commerce, sidebar, doing the whole rocket to the moon thing,
Yeah.
battling Elon, and battling, let's say, a Netflix and a Disney is fucking insane.
Yeah, because Netflix is only battling really just other media properties,
Yeah.
and that's all.
He's playing 5 different games and
Yeah.
battling the biggest in all of them.
Yeah.
It kind of concerns me. I'm with Tim on this one for like, what's his 10-year? What does he see?
I mean, I would say the bigger concern, if you're thinking about it down that route, his distribution is freaking a monopoly.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That to me, forget just.
But it's also forcing Netflix and Disney to keep spending so they can never be more valuable than Amazon.
yeah, you know how he's all about like we operate 10 years in advance. What's on Jeff Bezos' vision board? Just world domination?
James Bond 15.
he's like 10 years from now, we're just all watching James Bond all day.
Listen, Jeff, all I'm saying is you should just do Stimmy Summer once a year.
Yeah, he should.
Where's he going to be this summer?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
His summer already
Because he
started.
technically steps down June something, right?
5th or July 5th, or I forgot.
I think it's in June.
He's trying to make it out for the July 4th.
I feel like
weekend.
running Amazon day to day is too small for him at this point. Like his like bigger chess moves are way more important and I'm guessing like strategically important than running operations of Amazon.
So if he didn't take a meeting before 10 a.m. while he was a CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world,
Yeah.
what's
on
he
Tuesdays.
doing in retirement?
Tuesdays at noon. He's got an hour slot if you want it. If you want to talk about how to buy the healthcare system, he'll meet with you on Tuesday at noon. Other than that, not interested. Okay. Well, there you have it. That is our wrap up for the week. No, what day is it? It's Thursday for the week.
Yeah.
What are we doing on
Probably
Memorial
record
Day?
Monday, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm here. Okay, so we'll be back. Let's do winners, losers content real quick.
Yeah.
Dee, who's your winner of the week?
My winner of the week is the NBA. I had not watched any real NBA games till last week, obviously the Laker Warriors game. And then at night, I'm catching myself watching these games. I mean, I watched the Knicks Hawks game last night.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the Madison Square Garden packed to the brim with people.
Yeah.
Oddly, the courtside people wearing masks, stupid. But the energy was electric. It was just fun. It just was straight up
Those
exciting.
crowds matter, man, even
Yeah.
for TV.
Sports, yeah. And I didn't understand that properly till now. I was like, just seeing the energy and how it affects players
Yeah.
made it so much more fun. But like, I'm just excited now for sports again.
I say every group chat we just do live.
Yeah.
You know?
Just people screaming.
We have some on the horizon. We got someone
Yeah, we're
reached
lining
out
them
to
up.
us.
Lining them up. But there's just a different. I never would have thought that a crowd would matter for the sake of TV, but it does.
Yeah.
Even at boxing, UFC, all that stuff, it matters so much.
Yeah, it totally does.
And it creates like a rivalry because you saw the whole crowd chanting at Trae Young.
Yeah.
And now Trae Young's barking back.
Yeah, I like that.
So now there's this like
Spice it
increased
up.
intensity of the games.
I like it. Okay. Good job, NBA.
NBA.
Anand, who's your winner?
My winner, unfortunately, is a person who I don't particularly care for, is Clay Travis.
I know, he's hot.
Clay Travis, who I probably disagree with almost everything he says.
Yeah. Well, good for you for still being able to make him your winner.
Yeah. Originally a sports radio guy, and then it's just risen through the ranks.
I can't
over
believe he
the
started in sports.
last 17 years.
Okay.
And he famously, over the last year, basically went
Full
pretty
storm
much
the Capitol.
full MAGA.
Yeah.
And he never really was MAGA. He always brags about being a 2-time Obama voter.
So he
And-
just found the money opportunity.
Yeah. So then he found this whole lane, go anti-COVID, anti-mask, open everything up. This is back in like April, May, when we literally didn't know anything about the virus.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to say it in the fall when there's actually data,
Yeah.
but we knew nothing back then. And he found this lane, and he kind of took off during COVID. He's a COVID winner for sure, because he found this lane, go full MAGA with sports, but then started talking about political issues, anti-LeBron James, anti-NBA, anti-woke, anti-like BLM, anti-everything
Those are all
that
the
kind of
go-tos.
we stand up for on the pod.
Yeah.
And he now took over Rush Limbaugh's radio spot.
Just to put into perspective, Rush Limbaugh at the time of his death was making $85 million a year. $85 million, and he took over his time slot.
Is Rush Limbaugh like regular radio, like FM radio?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's basically what your truck driver, your pharmaceutical sales reps that's like traveling around the country getting radicalized with these ideas because they're just listening to Rush Limbaugh for fucking 3 hours a day.
Wait, so what is this? That's like a podcast, but it's like
It's
live?
a radio
Yeah.
spot.
It's like it's-
That's the young
I mean, we need to be on radio podcast.
for real, man. I'll talk to 60-year-olds all day.
Yeah, so he went from a sports guy to now the biggest radio slot in the country.
Yeah,
Just
it's it.
poisoning.
Yeah.
Poisoning the
And
minds.
so it's
He's gonna
basically
be a billionaire.
No, but it's no different. This is, in my opinion, it's like casting the next James Bond. Like, let's find a great actor who can fill this role.
Totally.
Because they know what information needs to be fed to these people.
Yeah.
And Clay Travis found his lane and was like, hey, I'm going to go full MAGA, whether he believes, all of his stuff has holes in it.
Yeah.
Even his like thoughtful, intelligent things he says are all skewed to make sure it's full MAGA.
Totally.
If you're smart, you can read through everything he says.
Yeah.
And he's a smart dude. He just knows he's playing an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he basically we should call these like acting roles. He should be eligible for the
He's
Emmys.
in entertainment.
Yeah.
He knows he's in entertainment. His job is to entertain people. And the thing
And he can rile people up like LeBron James. Let's go after him.
That's how I would do if I was the Emmys. Emmys is liberal leaning. I would just give him an Emmy. Yeah. Great job.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think we said that to you years ago. If you went full MAGA,
I said this 2 years ago.
You
I
did.
was like, this
I
is
could
the
be-
lane.
yeah, I could have
you could have
$100 million.
$85 billion.
Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah.
You've got
$85
the
million.
tats. You've got the background.
Ohio.
Bring it home to
I
America.
had a beautiful home in Orange County.
Yeah, you have $100 million house.
You'd
With
be
my
living
people,
next
though.
to Rob.
They'd
What do you
have me
mean?
there. No,
You
I
could
mean,
just-
Orange County would
you're-
have me.
Oh, they would love
Yeah,
you.
but
be a
you'd be an
star.
actor. You'd be like, I'm no different than all you actors in this fancy neighborhood.
Yeah, I'd be like, I saw you kill a guy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Well, here I am, keeping it real.
It's also scary that we're blurring news with acting.
Yeah, I agree. That's very scary. That should be illegal.
I think the biggest opportunity for everything is do the MAGA version of everything.
Yeah.
You know how like back in the day, if there was some like Uber took off here, you would hear like some enterprising Stanford kid go, okay, I'm going to do Uber in Brazil. I'm going to do Uber in Indonesia.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
all became businesses. Now it's just, I'm going to do Uber for MAGA.
Yep.
It's where when you get in the car, you have Clay Travis on
Yeah.
all day
Oh, yeah,
in the
yeah,
car.
yeah. And-
No music, just Clay Travis on 24 hours.
And this isn't
I want to do Postmates for MAGA.
Yeah.
When the guy comes in, he has a red hat.
And I want one of those little American flags dangling. from
Yeah,
the-
and
This isn't the first. So earlier in the year, Will Kane, who was on First Take, had numerous ESPN shows, had an ESPN radio show, sports guy.
Yeah.
But he went MAGA Sports and Fox News snatched him. And now he's on Fox News every day. So they're just finding really good, entertaining white guys that have the MAGA tint. Put them in news.
I think if you're ethnic, even bigger opportunity.
Also true.
Way bigger opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're Hispanic, if you're black, if you're Asian, and you go MAGA, big opportunity.
Yeah.
MAGA's huge.
So think about that. If we all went MAGA, we would have had $500 million.
We'd be Ben Shapiro.
Maybe we should go
would.
MAGA. Tim?
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna have to
start over the episode.
Tim, I'm gonna-
America.
Tim, I'm going to 10x your salary. You want to join us in MAGA land?
Hey, Tim.
10x.
All you gotta do is throw this
Wait,
hat
can I
on.
still be the voice of reason, or do I gotta?
No, you gotta be MAGA
with
too.
Do you love America, Tim? How do you feel about our troops?
Does everyone in the show like to get 10x?
Interesting. Okay, well, good for him. Can I just have a quick question? Is his name Clay Travis? Mm-hmm. That pisses me off.
That's a good name.
It's a stupid name.
Good name for this
I thought
job.
his name was Travis, and maybe it was like, I'm Clay Travis. I don't know, but Clay Travis, that's a stupid name. On top of all of his MAGA-ness.
2 first names.
He just pisses me off. Okay, my winner is, I'm late here, but my winner's, as Anand calls him, lefty. Phil Mickelson, you know? We talked about it when last episode I was here. He was about to win the PGA, whatever the fuck you call it. But as you can tell, I'm a brand new golfer. And it gives people like me hope, you know? Because
at your age?
At my age, I'm starting out, but at this rate, I have 16 years to
win a major.
To win a championship, win a major. So it gave me a lot of hope. I feel good about it. He looks healthier than ever. And, you know, congrats to Phil. And thanks for giving people like us hope, you know?
Okay.
The best part about what happened in golf this week is the biggest story should have been Phil Mickelson at 50, legendary golfer, winning a major.
Yep.
Except it was Brooks Koepka eye-rolling Bryson.
Welcome to the internet.
And he took over.
That's just the internet.
It was just an eye roll.
Yeah.
It was a good eye roll.
That's it. It was a good eye roll. That's true, though.
Tom Brady started memeing it.
Yep. That was a whole beef.
That's good.
Okay. Well, that's my winner. Losers. Who are they?
My loser of the week is the guy in the New York Knicks stand that spit on Trae Young.
He actually spit on. How did he get to him?
So,
The tunnel?
no, I think he was.
No, he was on the court.
He was on the court.
He was just
I think it was
courtside
a
or something?
few-
Just
yeah.
Shot a good
And the
one?
New York Knicks made a statement saying that this guy did indeed spit on him and has been banned, obviously, lifetime ban.
Like, you gotta like be
You gotta arrest
arrested.
these guys. 'Cause-
Fans and sporting events are out of control.
And
Out of
it's
control.
gotten worse because it was also my losers, just fans in general, because the game before was the Wizards and Russell Westbrook's injured walking into the locker room, and a fan dumped a whole bucket of popcorn on him.
Do you think, like, is this because people have been trapped inside, or are people just dumber than ever?
I think
I think it's all of the above.
Like, you think maybe if you've been inside for a whole year and you're like, fuck it, I got these tickets, I'm going to squeeze all the juice out. I dumped popcorn on Russell.
yeah.
I had a hell of a time. Honey, let's get in the koozie. You know what I mean? I feel like everyone's a little kooky, man.
And I think the league needs to step up. You need to arrest these people. You need to charge them
That's
with
assault.
assault. You need to put them in jail because you have to set the precedent. Because what you realize, like, we've all been to like sporting events where you're pretty close. Like, there's no barrier. If you're a psycho, you can actually affect one of these guys.
Yeah.
You can get on the court. If you're bold enough and crazy enough and you're close enough, you can get on the court and do something stupid to a player.
I mean, so easily.
So
Yes.
easily.
I mean, Jay-Z famously said he might trip a referee.
Yeah.
And owner of the Warriors, Trip Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Remember
you're
that?
right.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. They got to have way more severe punishment.
I don't get like how that owner of the Warriors, I know he's a minority owner. He's not minority. He just owns very little of the team. Like that guy he should have been arrested.
Yeah.
You're
Agreed.
an owner of a team tripping an NBA player.
Yeah. It's insane.
agree.
Here's a problem, and you'll never hear it from the league or anything like that. There's a racial undertone that happens at these sporting events.
Of course.
It's not
It's not
very
even an
under.
undertone.
Yeah,
it's an overtone.
It's pretty overtone.
It's an overtone.
Yeah.
You see it in the stands. The way people talk 2 players.
Yes.
Like-
And I actually, because Kyrie Irving says a lot of crazy shit.
Kyrie's spot on this
And
topic.
he was spot on because the Nets are playing the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I just hope when we go to Boston, all that racism and the stuff they scream in the stands. He played in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hope we don't have to hear that stuff and they keep it clean. I can tell you firsthand, the most racist major city in the United States I've ever been to is Boston.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember me and Vinod, who's Indian, we were in a bar.
Shocking.
Shocking. We were in a bar and we felt...
Me and Hunter headed out to Boston.
No, we were sitting. We were in a
couldn't-
bar at like
I couldn't
1:30 in
make
the
the joke.
morning, and we didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just like 2012. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in the 60s.
No, and the problem is it, especially for black athletes out on whether it's a court, a field, or whatever, it's insane. It's just insane.
That's why with the whole shtick that Clay Travis has, these guys shut up in dribble.
Yeah.
Like you don't even understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
No, you
Russell Westbrook just had popcorn thrown on him.
imagine
Yeah.
Clay Travis during his radio show. I just walked by his
and threw
Yeah.
a soda at his face.
and just knocked him out.
And said, shut up and record.
Yeah. Keep
Bitch.
talking.
You know how much you get paid to do this? Shut up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. And it's what's interesting.
Especially with the racism they're already dealing with in society. And then despite them getting paid 30, 40 million a year, they're effectively like treated like zoo animals where people are spitting and throwing popcorn and tripping them.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. And what's interesting is the players, this generation of players, like guys like Kyrie, guys like LeBron, are taking back. They are going to take the control. And if the fans don't get in line, it's going to be a very different experience. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, I think she's number 1 in the world or one of the top players. She just announced for French Open, she's not doing any press and she'll happily pay the fine every day that she doesn't do it. She's probably going to be in the finals. So for 2 weeks,
She makes like $50 million a year.
so she's
in
happy.
endorsements.
So she's happy to pay $10,000 a day. And she goes, I hope you donate the money to mental health because it's ridiculous to listen to what the press has to say every day.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's like if people don't change, this is just
But it's a slippery slope. It's like kind of, I get the athletes who are getting popcorn and spit on and thrown on. Like I get them wanting to revolt, but then I think it's on the league to keep the fans in check because you can't have the players stop doing press because then you can't sell the product.
Or I'm okay if the players beat their ass.
live
Imagine
in
if
a
Russell
fight,
gets to just beat the fuck out of the guy.
I mean, poor Westbrook. This happened in Utah, remember?
Yeah.
At the Utah Jazz game where the guy was screaming racial
That was
slurs.
a crazy one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, do you check in that regard? Obviously, in the regards to the fans, heavier punishment. In regards to press, like, do you create sort of guidelines? Like, for instance,
There needs to be
something like
guidelines.
tennis
Yeah.
is so proper.
Yeah.
There's so many like proper things about it, but press can be like offensive.
Yeah.
Why isn't there like guidelines there? Or is that ridiculous?
Even in golf, which is supposed to be the most prim and proper crowd,
Yeah.
when Lefty was charging the 18th hole, the fan just
couldn't
like went
even
and
get through.
touched him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
put his hand around him.
They
Like
grabbed him.
That's-
fucking, if you want that experience, because everyone's like, oh, this is such a good throwback. I was like, it was actually terrible. Someone actually put hands on Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
You should not be allowed to touch
Not
any
lefty,
athlete
you know?
ever. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Not lefty.
No.
It's too.
Maybe his right hand.
You can grab his right hand only. Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree, but we'll see what happens. I just feel like everyone's a little extra cuckoo after COVID. What about content? I don't have a loser I'm going to tag onto your guys.
Okay.
They're all losers.
The
What about content?
content I have is more NBA playoffs. I literally was gonna go watch a show that I'd been watching. I started watching Jad's show Hacks. He recommended
Really
on
good?
HBO. It's funny. It's really funny.
Okay.
So I that's my second recommendation. But I think the Lakers are playing
Tonight.
on Thursday night, and I don't know. The playoffs have been amazing.
Yeah.
I might even place a bet.
I got to check
You
in.
should.
Wow. Just dabble a little.
Yeah. The last Laker game was great.
So good.
Okay. I got to tune in. Anand, what about you?
You know, I'm part of the AMC stock rise that we've
you're in?
seen. I went to AMC theaters
You're a
over the weekend.
consumer.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm driving up that revenue.
How was it?
It was incredible. We went to go see Top Gun.
Where's AMC here?
Top Gun from 30 years ago?
Yeah, Century City. They were replaying Top Gun for the last few weeks because the new one's coming out, I think, sometime in June or July. And movie's incredible because I've only seen it at home. But when you get the sound system, it was the seats with the movement and like the vibration.
Oh, wow. They have that?
Top Gun is like it holds the test of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the special effects, the storyline's obviously incredible.
Yeah.
But like, it's a dope movie to see in a theater.
Was anyone there?
What do you do? Do you wear a
Like
mask,
8 to 10 people?
mask to your seat and then no mask, or
I mean, once I was in my seat, I mean, there's no one there.
it's dark?
Yeah, it's dark. There's no one there. It was a little rough, refreshments, and there's like no staff. So, I mean, $12 billion company, give me some staff.
We see the stock. You know what I mean? Staff it up. Okay. Well, look at you, man. You're definitely an early
Hitting the movies again.
readopter when it comes
Hitting
to
the same AMC on Friday.
because no Grove, right?
Grove has no theater.
Damn. Okay. Well, keep us updated as it grows. My content is stealing Anand's content because Anand recommended it, but he won't actually read it. Fentanyl Inc.
Wow.
So I'm only partway through. I'm only probably a quarter of the way through, but already insane. And then, you know, I'll finish it soon, but whatever. Here's the review. Insane. You should definitely read it. And just really crazy insight into like the fentanyl problem in the country and where it comes from and how hard it is to properly prosecute. And like, I think we've all heard about like the opioid crisis, but I don't really feel like the fentanyl crisis has really gotten the same, like maybe it doesn't roll off the tongue as easy or something, but yeah, it's really gnarly and it comes from China.
So what does that mean? It comes from China.
The main place that it's made is in Chinese labs. And because it's a synthetic drug.
So research lab in Wuhan?
Hey, I'm not here to make any allegations. All I'm saying is China.
So they make it in labs, and how does it get here?
They ship it here. So they can ship it to like Mexico, and it can be through the cartels. They ship it here directly to distribution, you know, people here. But the problem is, from what I gather, and keep in mind, I'm partway through, so maybe some of this will make more sense towards the end. But we hit a wall at China. So like we can lock up people here who are distributing it. We can lock up the bigger fish that are distributing it on that level. But it all mostly goes back to labs in China that are making it. It's not a poppy field. It's not a cocaine, what you see in Pablo Escobar movies. It's a laboratory. And the laboratory often says that they do something different. They do spices for foods. And China just says, no, it doesn't look like it. We didn't find anything.
Wow.
So they are in labs in China making fentanyl with the purposes of getting it to the U.S.
Yeah, because China has a little bit of a mentality of like, we don't need to control our fentanyl production problem. You need to control your drug usage problem.
And technically, it's illegal for them to ship it to like Long Beach Port. They're paying off guards or something to get it in.
You would think so. Maybe that'll be explained, but you would think so. And a lot of the transactions and stuff happen on the dark web and like whatever the modern day Silk Road is and stuff like that. So it's really hard to track. Like kids will die and then they'll be able to get into like their account of where they purchased it from. And that's how they'll find like a dark web drug dealer in. So it's this whole new world of like things made in a lab in China. China doesn't really prosecute. And then the drug dealers are on the dark web and they're mailing it to people. And fentanyl takes such a little amount to be deadly or to do what people want it to do that it's really easy to conceal.
And fentanyl is opioids. Are they synonymous?
It is a synthetic opioid. So opioids come from poppies.
Okay.
And so the whole family of opioids are derived from poppies. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, which is made in a laboratory to replicate sort of the feeling. The same way like K2, or spice, like you've heard of those things. Those are synthetic cannabinoids, which are like made in a lab, but supposed to replicate weed, even though they don't at all. So it's that. It's the fact that now you can make something in a lab that comes in the form of a little white powder that's supposed to replicate, but it's like, 50 times stronger than an opioid.
I've got another book for you, which I'm not going to read.
Send it over.
Nick Bilton, American Kingpin. It's about Silk Road. You reminded me. And the story's crazy.
Okay. I'll take it. There's I think there's a movie about that too.
How he got snatched from a public library in San Francisco.
Yeah. And supposedly he had like put hits out on people and crazy shit. And there was an FBI agent or someone giving him tips for $50,000 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, check it out. If you're one of my 5 readers that listen, Michael Mente, I see you. And the 4 others. And it's really crazy and a little bit depressing, but really crazy.
Okay.
All right. Time for shout outs.
All right, shout outs. Who do we got here? The first one, it looks like it's from John and Dee. Dee is not me. Different Dee is giving a shout out. It's congratulations to Rob Horgan on getting your MBA. Susie, AJ, but most importantly, Nico, are proud of you, bro. I hope you learned some kung fu at your coding dojo because you'll need it when you are fighting for those tech jobs in Austin. Wow, did he go to a coding dojo or did he get an MBA?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Or maybe he did both. Very entrepreneurial guy over here. Congratulations, Rob. It sounds like you're about to make some real dough.
Yeah, tech jobs in Austin.
If you got an MBA and you know how to code, that sounds like $250K coming your way.
A lot of Whole Foods in Austin.
A lot of Whole Foods. Congratulations. The next one. This is just sad. And honestly, I saw this text and I was fucking pissed. Robbie Snader, who's a friend of ours, introduced us to his mom a few years ago. She listened to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
She is this amazing woman. She has an incredible business called Soap Sense. She always does nice things for birthdays. Got us this cool surfboard. If you watch it on YouTube, it's right next to us. Amazing woman. It was her birthday on May 14th. Robbie texted Pete. Pete did not wish her a happy birthday.
Pete, come on, dude.
Happy birthday, Lynn. Thank
Happy
you for
birthday.
everything you do. We appreciate you. And Pete,
You're an idiot.
this is insane. This is an important birthday.
Yeah. You have to text me from now on.
Yeah. You got to hit up Tim. You got to hit up me. This was sad to see. So happy belated birthday. I know we're 2 weeks late,
Jesus.
but happy birthday. Geez.
We might have some announcements on Pete next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, people.
Yikes.
And then the final happy birthday, he didn't even ask for, no one told me, but I saw it on Instagram. Mickey. It's Mickey's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey from Mag Park, good friend of the pod and good friend of ours. He has the best sneaker reseller store out in the Valley, very well known in the industry and a good friend of mine. Congrats on all your success. He gave me this hat, this upside down Dodger hat called Kill the Hype. Apparently it's a very hot item and I got one. So thanks, Mickey. Happy birthday. Hopefully we'll see you soon in person.
And Doug Sanders, his birthday too.
Oh,
He
Doug
listens to
Fresh.
the pod.
Happy birthday, Doug. Wow, a lot of birthdays.
Mm.
May's a hot birthday month.
Too many birthdays in May.
Yeah, it is. It's just too much. It's like September.
Yeah.
And that's really it. The only other announcement I wanted to make, I posted, we had talked about this on, I think, last podcast with Jad about potentially doing something where we give away crypto on a ledger. We're going to go do it. We're going to figure out how we're going to do it. We may do the guessing game of hints. I want to do it that way because I want to reward the most diehard listeners with the hints to the 24 words. So you get to claim the ledger and you get to claim whatever dollar amount we decide to put on that ledger. So I think we'll pick a crypto coin weekly, a dollar amount weekly. And if you're a diehard listener, you could win.
Wow.
Could be big.
It pays to listen to group chat.
Yeah. Like maybe one of the hints are, what is Robbie Snader's mom's name?
When's her birthday?
When's her birthday? We know Pete can never figure out the 24 words. I can literally tell it to him and he'd forget. Pete, these are the 24 words. Go get your crypto. All right. Anything else? Anyone
I
else?
think that's it.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. It's a Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big weekend.
We'll probably record Monday.
Yeah, we'll record Monday evening. And we're back.
Yep.
See you guys. Enjoy. Be safe. If you're not in America and you don't have Memorial Day weekend off, take it off. Tell them you're supporting America.
You're supporting the reopening of America.
Yes. All right, guys.
Peace.